MAGA hates free speech, and they seem to be thrilled that people are getting fired all over the country because they're not sad enough about Charlie Kirk's death.
My administration will find each and every one of those who contributed to this atrocity and to other political violence, including the organizations that fund it and support it, as well as those who go after our judges, law enforcement officials, and everyone else who brings order to our country.
So the Thoughts and Prayers crowd wants revenge, and they claim to hate political violence. What did President Trump say when Democrats were victims of political violence, like Minnesota state lawmakers, the assassination of Melissa Hortman, and the attempted assassination of John Hoffman?
I think the governor of Minnesota is so whacked out. I'm not calling. Why would I call him? I could call him and say, hi, how you doing? The guy doesn't have a clue. He's a mess. So, I could be nice and call him, but why waste time?
Why waste time? But when it comes to Charlie Kirk, time is no object. His death inspired President Trump to make a 4-minute video from the Oval Office. He also ordered all flags to be flown at half-staff, and Charlie Kirk's body was flown on Air Force Two, accompanied by Vice President J.D. Vance, who even helped carry his casket. And of course, that was covered live on Fox News.
Trying to see who's coming off the plane right now. We're not sure just yet. There's Erica Kirk, the blonde right there with the sunglasses coming off the plane. Behind her are the Vances right there. The second lady and the vice president behind.
That was just in the first 48 hours. Opposite responses to political violence. I wonder what the difference could be. And apparently, many people took President Trump's words to heart. He said his administration is going to find each and every person who contributed to Charlie Kirk's death.
My administration will find each and every one of those who contributed to this atrocity and to other political violence.
And some vigilantes set up a website called charliesmurderers.com. They were encouraging people to report any instance of ill comments made about Charlie Kirk. And they claim within the first day they were up and running, they received over 30,000 submissions. But charliesmurderers.com has quickly pivoted, and they are now called the Charlie Kirk Data Foundation, with their domain name charliekirkdata.org. And according to their About section, they say this is not a doxing website. They are just gathering publicly available data so they can track instances of political violence. They're claiming they're not going to publish any data about individuals and that they're doing this in the interest of public education, but they also say that they are going to make this website into a searchable database of all submissions, and they will be grouped by job category and general location. Sure seems like they really do want to dox people. In the days following Charlie Kirk's death, firings of employees, specifically in red states, have been making headlines. At Clemson University in South Carolina, an employee was let go because they made inappropriate comments about Charlie Kirk. 2 employees, a professor and a coach at Cumberland University in Tennessee, were fired because they also made inappropriate comments. At the University of Mississippi, an employee was fired because they reshared some comments that the university found insensitive. So this staffer didn't even make the comments, they just reshared somebody else's. And at Middle Tennessee State University, within hours of Charlie Kirk's death, they announced they had fired an employee who said they had, quote, zero sympathy. Over the weekend, the Indiana Department of Child Services announced that they had fired a longtime lawyer for the department because they posted on Facebook that today was a real pain in the neck, but they survived. And in their statement, Indiana DCS encouraged people to stop calling the child abuse reporting hotline to report disparaging comments about Charlie Kirk. Seriously, people were calling the child abuse hotline about that. Elected officials are also getting in on the action, with Tennessee Senator Marsha Blackburn saying that no employee who celebrates the death of Charlie Kirk should be trusted to shape minds in the classroom. This reprehensible behavior will not be tolerated. Florida Congressional Representative Randy Fine tweeted that if anyone is aware of someone in the 6th District of Florida, or heck, anywhere in the state, who has made disparaging comments about Charlie Kirk, if they work in government, education, if they receive money from the government, or if they have a professional license, let his office know. He's going to go after their job, their funding, and their license. And Indiana Lieutenant Governor Micah Beckwith posted that he has seen the evils of wokeness, and he wants people to report any negative comments about Charlie Kirk to his office. The right is claiming that these folks are celebrating Kirk's death, but these comments don't really seem to be celebratory. All of the statements coming out from universities and other professional organizations say that the comments are inappropriate and insensitive. No doubt these firings are going to be challenged in court, and there is some precedence here. In 1981, following the assassination attempt of President Ronald Reagan, Ardith McPherson admitted that she said to a colleague, "If they go for him again, I hope they get him." And in 1987, in Rankin v. McPherson, the Supreme Court sided with McPherson, saying that her speech was constitutionally protected and not grounds for firing. Speaking on one of the firings, Middle State Tennessee University President Sidney McPhee said that they value the freedom of expression at the university, but free speech has consequences. Free speech has consequences. Remember this dude, Connor? He went viral earlier this summer for appearing on a program where he said he was proud to be a fascist, and he also didn't think that being called Nazi was a bad thing. He turned around and launched a crowdfunding campaign because he claimed he was fired for expressing those political viewpoints. He raised almost $32,000. And the people who donated commented things like, "Save free speech," "Fascists hate free speech," "Fight for the First Amendment." If only we could know what Charlie Kirk would think about this debate. What would he think about free speech? If only we had years of documented history of his viewpoints. Oh wait, we do. This is what Charlie Kirk said about free speech. "Hate speech does not legally exist in America. There is ugly speech, there is gross speech, there's evil speech, and all of it is protected by the First Amendment." What did he think about political violence? Well, Charlie Kirk celebrated the actions of Kyle Rittenhouse, the dude who drove from his home in Illinois up to Wisconsin and took the lives of 2 people during a protest. Well, that seems pretty clear. Charlie Kirk was in favor of free speech and in favor of political vigilantes. But wait, I wonder if he ever contradicted himself. Oh, look, he did. Because when Kirk invited Kyle Rittenhouse to speak at a Turning Point USA event and a bunch of protesters showed up, Charlie Kirk said this: "I will be asking Tennessee lawmakers to investigate whether the University of Memphis colluded with protesters to sabotage our event last night. We may also file our own lawsuit on viewpoint discrimination." Whoop, there it is. Just like President Trump, Charlie Kirk and those who worship them, they do not value free speech. They do not condemn political violence. They only fight for the Constitution when they fight for themselves. They are wholly in favor of silencing speech and political assassination when it aligns with their views and allows them to advance their agenda.